Let us talk about equipment and when you should buy it for your lawn care business. Let's get into it. So as you know, I have a bunch of equipment that I run for my business day in and day out. Currently I have 3 commercial zero turns, 4 trimmers, 2 backpack blowers, and a bunch of other equipment that helps me get the job done. Now, there comes a point in your business where you are going to buy equipment that you just don't really need. And here is one quote that changed my mindset on buying equipment. A guy named CC Crawley, you could follow and find him on Instagram, said this quote on Mac Landscaping's video when he did his shop tour, and it really changed my mindset on buying equipment and stuff like that. He said that I want to be forced to buy a piece of equipment for my business. Now, the caveat is you are going to need backups for your business. You are going to need extra blowers, extra mowers, because you never know when something might break down. But there's a flip side to that as well. Some people, especially with social media influence telling you need more and more equipment, buy way too much equipment than they will ever need to use. Solo guys out there running 8 trimmers on their setup is just not an efficient way to spend your money, in my opinion. Having extra trimmers does help if a couple break down, but if you have 6 trimmers that break down in one day, you might need to change the trimmer that you're actually using. So what I say is let the business be pushed to buy something new. Whether it's something as expensive as a truck or something as cheap as weed eater string, you don't want to buy more than you actually need. And so I always try to keep that in mind for my business, is I try not to buy something out of a rash decision or out of a decision that is emotional, most importantly. There's a lot of pressure when it comes to online entities that can make you want to buy something that you don't actually need, and make it so that it is going to make your job more efficient to have it on it versus not. You don't want to have a trimmer that is on your rack just looking shiny and pretty. You want something that is making you money, which is the whole point of running a business in the first place, to make as much money as possible. Not to spend on equipment, to spend on things that you want in your life. It's never fun to spend all your money on stuff that you need for work. Now, it is fun in a certain extent, but you want to be able to make sure you're leaving money for yourself, for your family, for vacations, all that kind of stuff, and not just having to spend it all on equipment. So what I try to keep in mind is I want to make sure, number one, that piece of equipment can pay itself off within a year. Now, certain things like trucks and stuff like that, you might be paying more for in the long run, but it is going to make up for itself in reliability. But I am still of the opinion that unless you are massive, where that reliability is going to pay itself off, versus having a truck payment or a high truck payment month to month, I still believe in buying used when it comes to trucks. So let me know, have you bought in the past something that you haven't used or was unneeded and ended up causing yourself more trouble down the lane, in which that piece of equipment didn't really need to be bought in the first place? I have done it before in many ways. My bagger took me multiple years to pay off because I just wasn't bagging the yards like I was wanting to versus mulching them, especially with leaves and stuff. I wasn't bagging very many leaves, and nor were my clients willing to pay the extra money to bag your lawn clippings or bag their leaves. So that one took forever to pay off. Took finding one job a year in order to do that. That was one of those ones that I could have just raked leaves onto a tarp for those jobs. Another big one would be, I would say, which was my bed edge redefiner. Sometimes with the bed edge redefiner, I would rather just use a shovel to make it deeper and cleaner. And not many people in my area really value a bed edge redefiner. They really want the brick stonework, or just to have a trimmer line edging for that. But maybe if I advertised for it more, it would pay for itself sooner. But let me know if you agree with my opinion on buying equipment. Do you buy the mass quantity, even though you're a solo guy, or do you like to just save your money in case something breaks, or to spend it on something that you want to do instead of spending it on the business's equipment? All right, guys, stay safe, stay tuned, stay unbroken.